So today is Tuesday, the 15th of March, and I have I do have like a bit of an update. I always have chemo on a Wednesday. That's whenever the clinic for breast cancer patients is. So on the Tuesday, you'll get a phone call from the hospital, just to see how you're doing and stuff like that, to go over your blood work results and then give you a time to go in the following day. So this morning I woke up to a phone call from the doctor. My bloods and everything are totally fine, but I haven't been feeling too well. So she wanted to go and speak to obviously my consultant. Then I got a phone back. Is that even the right terms? A call back. And they said that they wanted to put chemo off for this week and to give me another week to try and get back on my feet. So I'm just not well enough at the minute for to get through another round of chemo. I explained to them how sick and everything that I'd been the last time, and they said that they can try and change the sickness medication again, or what they could do is put in a syringe driver, which is like some kind of pump to administer anti-sickness stuff to me. But all of this is like now out the window. So I have to go in to the hospital next Tuesday and then like to go over everything with them. Then I have an appointment at 11, but I know like it's nothing like if it had been due to blood results or anything like that, I would have been kind of freaked out, but it's not. It's basically just what I had been telling her. I was trying to like dust and stuff in here yesterday and like tidy around this room, and like there's shelves over here. I managed to get those dusted, and then the TV and the drawers and stuff that are behind me, and then I have to like sit down for 10 minutes because I'm like a bit out of breath and everything. So I was explaining that, and they were like, no, well, that shouldn't be the case. You should be back fighting fit at this stage. And not at any point have I ever felt fighting fit before I go in for the next round of chemo. That obviously said and stuff that I needed to be like, if I told them like how bad it was anytime I've ever phoned over the weekend, there's never anybody there to answer my calls. And they said that, well, the doctor said, well, there is a phone, they always have a phone on them, so there is always someone there. And I'm like, well, I'm telling you now, 2 rounds of chemo I've had, both times I've had shingles by the weekend after I've had the chemo, and I've rang all weekend and no one has phoned me back. So I'm not making it up. So I told them that. And just now, everything's up in the air, and I hate it. They said that with the constant like shingles and stuff, like that's an infection, and I need to be so worried and all the rest of it, because infection can kill you whenever you're on chemo. And I just felt like saying, could you not like, why didn't you have this concern about me after the first round of chemo whenever I first got shingles? Why was that not an issue then, but it is now? I don't know what's going on with them, but they just said it's dangerous anyway to do it, and that I'm gonna have to wait a week. So I just streamed tonight. I've actually just finished streaming for the night. I was on for a couple of hours. I'm going to take this week to rest. I'm not going to be streaming like the usual 5 days a week. I will stream on Saturday, but the rest of the time I really do need to like try and just sort myself out. I'm going to try to go on walks every day to try and get my stamina and stuff built back up, and just rest. Try and rest myself and get myself ready, because this has now pushed all of my treatment back. And I know that a week doesn't seem like much, but instead of being done with chemotherapy at the end of May, it'll now be the start of June. And then obviously I'll have a break between chemo and radiation starting, but it feels like even that week setback, and who knows, they could even put it off for another week. They said that it doesn't really make much of a difference if it's a week or two it's pushed back by, because obviously cancer patients end up in hospital and things like that, and it should be fine. But what happens if it isn't, you know? Excuse me. I'm still having like the same issue and stuff with like I feel like the PIC line isn't being dealt with properly. I had made the hospital aware of that, and I was sort of like brushed off. They told me that the nurses are specially trained in PIC lines and that they know what they're doing, and that's just not right. I just don't feel like anybody's listening to me, so I'm going to phone my GP in the morning and speak to them about how to raise a complaint, because the last time there, yesterday, whenever your PIC line is being, like, I only know this because of the first 2 nurses that I had that come out. What they do is, we're obviously in the living room doing this. I stack some cushions up beside me as I'm sitting on the settee, and then I'll lay my arm on top of them. But they put like a sheet, like a sterile sheet across it. I'm not allowed to touch anything in that area at all. But like the nurse that came out yesterday was like, "Can you just put your finger on that?" Now she doesn't know if my hands have been sterilized or washed or anything. So why am I holding this in place for her? Like the line wasn't measured or anything like that. There was one nurse a couple of weeks back that came out that I'll show you here because you'll be able to see. This is called a stat lock because I'm allergic to nickel. They usually put like a metal clip in to hold your line in place, but I need this particular thing because I'm allergic to nickel. It's like a stick-on clip. But like one of the nurses come out, and she hadn't even put the lock on, and she went to put a dressing on, and I'm like, hold on a minute, I need the lock. And she's like, oh yes, I almost forgot that. Then there was another nurse that came out and asked, did I even want a dressing on top of it? Well, of course I want a dressing on top of it, otherwise germs are going to get into this line where it's going into my arm. So I'm starting to feel like I've no confidence in the people that are dealing with me at all. Like they keep telling me for the slightest wee thing, go to A&E. You're putting my life at risk by going to A&E. We're in the middle of a pandemic. The last time I was there, I told you guys already, there were 100 people waiting and most of them were COVID patients, and you want someone with a suppressed immune system to go in and sit amongst that? And there's nowhere either that they can, whenever they're that busy, that they can't give you a room or anything by yourself to sit in, away from all of the germs. It was just after my first session of chemotherapy, whenever they thought that I had a blood clot, but I knew that it was shingles starting, and they were amazing. They gave me a corridor and everything of my own to sit in, and then they made a room for me with a bed and everything in it that I could go and sit in. But whenever they're so rammed, whenever there's 100 people up there waiting to be seen, they can't do that. And I don't understand why. Like, why can't a doctor come out to me, or why can't I go to the out of hours doctor? Why am I being sent there? I don't know. I'm starting to get really frustrated with everything. And then just today, that setback of not being able to go for chemo tomorrow because I don't feel well. I haven't felt well. I've been telling them that, and it hasn't been made any difference any other time. So, I don't know. I'm just frustrated. But I actually did have an update for you today. Whenever I go out for walks and stuff like that, I'll take you guys with me, and then you'll be able to see the nice wee nature walk that I have beside my house. And I'll keep you up to date with anything else that I know, but I'm not going to know anything else now until Tuesday of next week. And then fingers crossed I go through with it. That's something else that they'd said to me as well. Whenever they were saying about having like a syringe driver and stuff put in, like this is my last session of FEC, and then I move on to a different chemo type, and they said that I can't remember the name. I'm going to get it, and I promise you I will get it and find it out and tell you. I've told you this before in a few other like vlogs back, but I can't remember the name. I think it begins with a D. But they said like FEC is bad for sickness, but the next chemo drug, that it's much stronger than what FEC is, but it has different side effects, but sickness doesn't seem to be one of them. And in one like hand I'm going, great, then I don't have to worry about the nausea, but in the other hand I'm like, that sounds sinister. What are the side effects to this other one? So, but I can't, I'm doing it again. I'm doing it to myself yet again. I'm starting to like worry myself and hype myself up over stuff whenever it shouldn't be. But it just seems like an absolute kick in the teeth to have to wait now. I suppose it's good in a way because I don't have like myself pent up, you know, for another like week of hell of feeling like crap and sickness and everything like that. And now it's pushed off, so I'll get like at least this week, but then I know it's still coming. But I mean, I feel like whenever I had first met with my oncologist, whenever they were expecting or explaining all the risks and stuff to me of chemotherapy, like he had made a point of saying that I will never feel ill, because if I even feel slightly queasy, you just phone them up and they'll get you sorted straight away. Well, it's like a bad salesman. You're getting promised the earth, and then whenever it comes to the actual situation, that's not the reality. Because I did phone them the last time and they just went, well, you can't take any more anti-sickness until 6 o'clock, which was, I think, 4 or 5 hours away. So you do have these things to deal with because they're not there to help whenever you ask, which is kind of crap. As well as that, I told them about my doctor giving me the prophylactic course of antivirals to see if it'll stop shingles this time around. I'd said to them whenever, like the doctor that I was on the phone with today, that I wasn't sure when I needed to start them. I knew you have to take 3 a day, but I didn't know when to start them, you know, how soon before chemo. And they said to me, well, the oncologist should have prescribed that for you. And I'm like, yes, I know, I asked my oncologist and they passed me straight back and told me to go to my GP because they couldn't prescribe it because my GP had prescribed antivirals before. So I just feel like I'm going round and round in circles. And someone had said in the comments, whenever I'd first brought this up, they'd said they felt like they were being treated like a bong at a Grateful Dead concert. So I nearly said that to them on the phone today, and then I was like, no, because I don't want them thinking that I'm some kind of crazy like druggie when I'm not. But I just thought that like that was just like such a good comment. But yeah, I do feel like I'm being passed from pillar to post an awful lot, and I don't really feel like I'm being heard, and concerns that I have and stuff are getting like just sort of palmed off, and my confidence levels are dropping massively, especially even whenever it comes to the helpline that's 24/7 that is only really available for you Monday to Friday, and no one ever is there at the weekends. One of the nurses at the time did say she was going to raise a complaint about it, but I have heard nothing since, and nothing has changed because I've tried to get in contact with them over the weekend and it's still the same. Phone just rings and then goes dead. But anyway, it is quite late now, so I am going to get myself into the bath and get myself ready for bed. But I will be back with more updates as the week goes on. Hopefully there'll be nothing else too devastating going on, because I've one nerve left and I would like to keep it intact. So anyway, I will catch you all in the next bit. Yeah. See, I'm out for walks, actual real life walks. This is the nature trail that we live by. So we're out for a wee dander. But I just wanted to prove it to you that I actually am out and doing what I say that I would. Found this on our nature trail. I thought it was a dog turd from a distance, but now I'm getting up closer. I think we'll have the Blair Witch in the neighbourhood. So today is Saturday the 19th of March, and I haven't actually got that much to report other than, as you already know, I was told that I couldn't get chemo this week because I wasn't well enough, which really like put a dampener on things. Never thought I'd see the day whenever I would say that. So basically all I've done this week is go for walks. Like I've went out for some walks, and then I've just spent the rest of the time like relaxing and doing stuff that I don't usually get to do, because either I am streaming or else I'm sick and I'm like lying in bed. So I was able to play some games with Chris and stuff. We used to play games together all the time, but I mean, like, it has been so long since we've had the time to do that. So I've done that and just relax to try to clear out, do a wee bit of clearing out like my wardrobe and stuff. I've still some more to do. I think tomorrow I'm going to go and see my niece and nephew. I'm just not too sure exactly what I'm doing, but I'm just hoping and praying that come Wednesday, well, Tuesday actually, I have to go to the hospital on Tuesday so it can see me and then decide whether I'm going to have my chemo on Wednesday. But I'm just keeping everything like fingers, toes, elbows, knees, everything crossed that I can get going ahead with it on Wednesday. But yeah, it hasn't been an eventful week really at all. I haven't been doing much. I did set up channel membership though. Please don't feel the need to become a member. It's just there for those of you who do want it, because quite a few of you have asked for it, so that's the only reason why I set it up. If you want to, brilliant, I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. But if you don't want to, it is completely free to be a part of the community and to support me. So don't feel the need that you have to or anything like that. Yeah, so I don't even have, like, it's not even that much of an update this week. I'll put in footage after this of one of the walks that we went out for, but there's like a nature trail right beside where we live, so we're walking down there, and like from a distance I could see these things like hanging from a tree, and they look like turds. Yeah, so they look like turds, and I'm like, what in the Blair Witch is going on here? But as I got closer, it turned out to be like someone had strung pine cones up from the trees, and that was like the entire length of the nature trail, which goes on for miles. And I was like, what is going on here? So some like crazy bird fanatic must be out like in a public place just stringing up pine cones. But it was weird, like very, very weird. But it was even weirder that my immediate thought wasn't that it was a pine cone, but rather people were hanging like dog turds up from the tree. Yeah, just don't ask. But yeah, so this week obviously hasn't been like, there hasn't been really anything to update you. Next week, again, all going well, I'm going to have chemo, but I'm going to film on my camera, or on my camera, what am I talking about? Film on my phone and stuff like that. So even if I can't get out of bed, I can like tell you exactly how I'm feeling. It just hadn't came to mind for me to do that before. I was like, I'm just not well enough to get up and sit at the desk, but I can just use my phone. So I'm planning to do that anyway and like talk you through how shit I feel, because that's, you know, the kind of thing that everybody wants to view. The other thing was I put out a post. The makeup video is coming. What had happened was I was actually going to try and film some this week, but whenever I zoom in on the camera that I'm currently using, everything just blurs, so you can't see anything, and me doing a makeup tutorial from here isn't going to show you anything in depth. So what I am going to be able to do is use my phone, because the camera on it's great, but getting a program to work with my phone, but also I use OBS to record with and to stream with and everything. So it means if I just film directly on my phone, the audio will be terrible because I'm using the mic that's on my phone. Whereas if I can get a program that'll work with my phone and run it through OBS, which is what I'm using now, then I can use this microphone and the sound quality will be good. So that is why there was a bit of a stagger on it. Obviously, if I'm having chemo next week, I'll not be filming like anything that involves getting out of bed, but I will get it up and the whole series up and going ASAP. So I was thinking of maybe doing either a video a day or a video every other day, starting with how to prep your skin, then moving on to each stage of your face as I would do it. So then next would be my eyes, then would be my base, then I would set, then I would do my eyebrows, then I would sort eyelashes, and then any finishing touches. So like an in-depth of each section. Someone had also been asking about how to do eyelashes and stuff, so I can also do a video just separate on that, because there are like different wee things that you can do that would require a sort of video by itself. All of the videos will be quite short, I would say. That's why I'm breaking them up rather than doing an entire video, which is going to be over an hour long. It's easier to take it into bite-sized chunks. And then it also means if you're not interested in, maybe you want to know how to do eyes, but you don't wear any makeup on your face, then it means you can completely skip that. Or whether you don't wear eye makeup, but you want everything else, then you can skip the eye makeup one. But I'll be doing, the video that I plan on doing will be a look that will suit everybody, no matter your age, your skin colour, your hair colour, anything like that. So hopefully that'll work. The only thing will be if you have very, very dark skin, you might need to go up in shade. Everyone knows the shades for their face and stuff that are going to work for them. There's no point in me talking about this now. I can do it all in the videos, but that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm just trying to get it at the minute a program that'll work. We've tried 2 different programs. One of them actually turned my camera into some kind of brick, like the phone. It made it look terrible. The other one that I did get, we couldn't even get the program to work with it. I'm found another one, and fingers crossed that it'll be good to go. But I'll do all that, and then if people are wanting like different eye looks and different makeup looks and stuff like that thrown in there, then I'll continue to do them, just by request, I suppose. See what you guys want. But again, they'll be as well as like a Sunday update, so it's not like I'm gonna do them instead of. This update this week has been atrocious, but again, I've had nothing to update other than the fact I was told I was too sick for chemo. So sorry, it's a bit of a crappy one this week. Next week will be juicy though, because hopefully I'll be ill as hell and have plenty to report back. But anyway, thank you guys so much again for watching. I appreciate your time. It means so much to me. All your lovely comments, I appreciate so much as well, because they really do help get me through. I know that a lot of you guys and stuff have said that like you've noticed like a change in my mood starting to get a bit up. I do feel a lot better than how I was feeling a few months ago, but I still have like days whenever I'm not so great. So please know that whenever you take the time to like send me a nice comment, it pulls me through those times, and I appreciate it so much. But anyway, until next week, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share the video as well. All of these things completely free for you guys to do, but they really do help so much. They really do help the channel, and they help me as well, so I appreciate it. And until next week, I'll see y'all later.